I'm Lance Yelvington for CyberCountry. Country music is all about experiences that touch the heart. Experiences like that last great kiss you ended that last great date on, or experiences like your date getting trashed at Tootsie's Orchid Lounge and walking out the door on the arm of some guy who told her he owned what was at that time Gaylord Entertainment Center. Marlee Scott can identify with train wrecks like that. In fact, she sings about train wrecks like that and tells us more about her music in this CyberCountry Minute.
My name is Marlee Scott, and I'm a country artist. I live here in Nashville, but I was actually born and raised in Canada, and grew up on the prairies. It's kind of like the Texas of Canada, a lot of agriculture and cowboys and country music. And moved to Nashville 5 years ago to pursue my dreams of international singing sensation.
Well, anyway, the thing is, you're not actually coming from the typical country music background you think of, except for a couple of other country artists. And it's not typical, your background, but it is typical because you draw from a lot of the same sort of rural inspiration a lot of other people do. Listening to you kind of gives me a feel of a little bit, I'd say, rockabilly with even some old-time country. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up listening to all genres of music, so, for people to hear kind of different sides of it is definitely, that doesn't surprise me, I mean, I grew up loving Van Morrison, Elton John, Trisha Yearwood, the Mavericks, and pop music. I mean, I loved the Backstreet Boys when I was a teenager, so I definitely think it's cool that I'm kind of taking all those and combining them and putting them into kind of my own style of country.
Well, don't let a lot of people know that you were a fan of the Backstreet Boys, because we have rules. But what was your first inspiration to get into country? What made you say, I want to do this?
Country music, to me, it represents real music. I love that, you can pick up an acoustic guitar and play a country song and it sounds incredible. And it tells a story and it's got emotion. And, I think I was singing all different genres growing up. And I think when I was about 16 is when I got really inspired by country music. I was actually driving. I just got my driver's license and there was nothing on the pop station, and I flipped it over to the local country station, and Mountain Music by Alabama was playing. And my friend and I were just dancing around the car and going like, we're never changing it back. And we didn't. I stuck to country after that, started singing country music, and I just fell in love with the realism of it.
How hard was it to come from Canada, where you were a celebrity, still are a celebrity up there, won several awards in Canadian country? How hard was it to come from that to come down to this?
I think the biggest lesson that I learned with, being in Nashville and being a new artist here is that you have to wait a really long time. It's a lot of hurry up and wait, and a lot of patience involved with building your career and getting involved with the right people and having that great team behind you. It was definitely something that I had to learn, because I thought that I would just come down here and in a couple of years be, a superstar. And so definitely that was something that I had to learn and was very different from being in Canada.
What are the people like that are around you down here, like songwriters? Are they, when you first came down here, were they waiting for you to show your chops, or were they supportive, or a little of both?
I think a little bit of both, definitely. I mean, you have to show your chops, and you have to prove yourself in this industry. I think a lot of people are looking for you to show them what you've got and to give them your best shot. And even now I've been visiting radio stations for the past 6 to 8 months, and really it's been a lot of prove to me that you can sing and that you're a true artist. And I think with songwriters and with most people in this town, they're definitely supportive, but they also want to see what you've got.
How hard was it to pick the songs for this album?
It actually wasn't too hard. I fell in love with certain songs instantly, like Trainwreck, the new single, for example. I mean, that song, the moment I heard it, I went, I have to cut this song. I mean, I was on the phone with my management team, I think after listening to it twice, going, I need this song on hold now. So that song I fell in love with. Some others, it took some time to kind of get used to them. I know my first single out, Beautiful Maybe, my manager had actually approached me with the song first and said, you really need to take a listen to this song. And it took me a few days to go, yeah, you know what, I love the message of this song. I agree with you. It's so good. I love that it's relatable to everybody. And so certain ones were definitely more challenging than others to decide, yes, they were going on the project.
Once you come up with a CD and you get ready to go out on tour, what is your favorite part about going on tour?
Oh, I love being on stage. That adrenaline rush you get. I mean, whenever I go to a concert by some other artist, I get so jealous and I want to be up there so bad, because I just love being under the lights and that attention, that adrenaline rush you get, that, you know, moving on stage and having the fans, you know, singing your songs. And I know, like, for me, a dream of mine is to have that fan connection and to have them sing along with a song of mine. And like, if I stopped singing, they would still be able to sing all the lyrics. And so I just love that adrenaline you get from being up under the lights and in front of that microphone.
Now, what is your favorite song off this upcoming CD?
Ooh, that's a good question. Oh, we have this song called Let It Rain, which is really touching me. And it's a song that was actually originally recorded by an artist. Her name is Amanda Marshall, and she had a record out years and years ago in Canada with this song on it, and it's always been a favorite of mine and a favorite actually of my managers as well. So he approached me with the song. He said, you should just cover the song with your live act. And we started playing with the band, and we all kind of fell in love with it and really thought, wow, this would be really nice addition to the CD. So I think Let It Rain, it's kind of this big, almost power ballad song. And then of course Trainwreck. I love Trainwreck. The song is just, I love that it's about a bad date. You know, I think everybody has had a bad date. I've certainly had a bad date, and it just very much celebrates the bad date, and so that's always fun to sing about.
Celebrating bad days.
It is.
Thank God somebody's doing that.
You laugh when you sing about a bad date, you know? I mean, it's like, I think that everybody hears a song and goes, well, this, you know, she's crazy, but I've been there, you know? And I think that's what's so fun about it, and the energy and the groove of the song. I mean, what's better than that, singing a high-energy song about a bad date?
Well, let me ask you, why should somebody come out and see your show and buy your CD?
Because, why should someone come out? You know, because I think that I love to interact with people. I love to get up on stage and have the fans involved and put people in a good mood and touch them in some way or another. And so I think, you know, with the CD and with the live show and playing those songs, I think there's something for everybody, and something that everybody can take away from the show and from the record. If it's, you know, a ballad talking about a breakup, you know, everybody again has been through a breakup, so I think that they can kind of relate to that and go, wow, I've been in that exact situation and it sucks, but you know, I want to be in that emotion for a while. Or if it's a song, I have this song called Crazy for You that's just about basically loving this guy so much, you know, you just want him so bad. And I think, again, everybody has had that crush or had that relationship that they just can't get enough of someone. And again, it's just, that song is so much fun. It's so high energy and something that you can sing along to. And I think people coming to a show would really just have a great time with that. Hey, this is Marlee Scott, and you're looking at CyberCountry. I want you to check out my website, www.marleescott.com, and that's with 2 E's, so MarleeScott.com. I'm also on Facebook, so facebook.com/Marlee Scott Music, and also on Twitter, so twitter.com/Marlee Scott. See you guys later.